On June 30th, 1999, developer Reflections Interactive released Driv3r for the PlayStation 1. An open-world driving game, you step into the shoes of undercover NYPD cop John Tanner, as he uses the skills he learned being a former race car driver to become a getaway driver for a crime syndicate to expose and take them down. Driv3r ended up becoming a smash hit due to its fun and innovative gameplay, starting a franchise with a sequel a year later, Driv3r 2: The Wheelman is Back, that improved on the first, with Tanner even being able to get out of his car to explore or commandeer other cars. As the next-gen consoles were on their way, it was apparent that Tanner would make his third appearance there as well, and in 2004, Driv3r 3 was released on the Big Green and the PlayStation 2. I'm sorry, I mean Driv3r. Now, I don't have to go into a lot of detail with this game's behind the scenes to tell you that it got raked through the coals by critics when it came out. And of course, there's Drivergate, which, that I'm not going to explain that here because there are far more detailed videos you can find on YouTube that would do a better job than I could. But since it is the spooky season, our good friend and patron Stefan thought it'd be a great idea that I play something scarily bad. And here we are, Driv3r 3. Now, I did play this when it first came out, but I don't remember much about it. So, with time passing on, maybe I can find a treat within this trick? Who knows? Let's go ahead and take a look at Driv3r. One of the worst names you could ever... Okay, you know what? Before we go any further, I have to get this off my chest. What is it about putting the number of the sequel in the title, whether it's a movie or a game? Like, I don't understand. You have Driv3r, Scroforum, Tac3an, the Fahate of the Fahirius. I mean, what is it? I don't understand. Like, is it so hard to just put the number at the end of the title? I mean, seriously, come on. I don't get it. I don't get it. Driv3r 3's story takes us to the sunny beaches of Miami, Florida, where Tanner is assigned to work with the local police department to investigate a local cartel called South Beach, who's attempting to steal 40 expensive cars and send them to a hidden buyer. Once he's able to go undercover as their new getaway driver, Tanner then works his way through the cartel to find who's running it and take him down, all while the usual betrayals and plot twists play out. I can't say that the story had me that impressed. It's sort of being a copy and paste of Gone in 60 Seconds and The Italian Job. But at the same time, that's kind of the nature of the beast with a lot of these games. So I was a bit numb to it already. Essentially, just turn off your brain and enjoy the ride, like most do when they watch the Fast and Furious movies. Like the previous entries, Driv3r 3 looks to be a sandbox-style action game like Grand Theft Auto. But despite the large map you drive around in, the game is quite linear, with you driving to each mission point in order to complete the stage. These tasks range from chasing cars, infiltrating buildings, wrecking cars, escaping from enemy-filled areas, missions in cars. Okay, so most of what you do is in a vehicle, which is the nature of the Driv3r series, with more on-foot sections than in Driv3r 2. However, this time you have guns to fight back with. There's a small arsenal of handguns, machine guns, and even a grenade launcher. However, they all kind of feel identical. Well, sans the grenade launcher. The only real difference is rate of fire, which will come in handy as aiming manually is very tough, feeling like gunplay was more of an afterthought than a main feature of the game. Also, the AI is just relentless with their aim, meaning if you don't get behind cover quickly, you'll get mowed down in a matter of seconds. The problem is, Tanner moves like a tank, turning very awkwardly, even when he crouch rolls. Normally, I'd say this could be forgivable, but Max Payne controlled much more smoothly than this, and that was a launch title for Xbox. Okay, so shooting kinda sucks, but what about the driving? Well, now boats and motorcycles are in the mix, which is cool and all, and vehicles handle decently enough, even having realistic damage like bullet holes and quick tire damage. The problem is that in a game where you're meant to drive at high speeds and pull off movie-like stunts, the roads can feel a bit congested. And with the sometimes slippery drifting on the cars, you'll end up driving a more reasonable speed so you don't crash into everything, since even bumping into a pole causes a massive collision. But since most missions are chase missions, and if you lose your target by even a second, expect to restart the mission a lot. Lastly, if you manage to get the cops' attention, good luck! Cops in this game rubber band to your car instantly, making it damn near impossible to get rid of them. Besides the story mode, there's Take a Ride, which is essentially free mode, where you can just drive around and enjoy the scenery of the 3 cities, Miami, Nice, and Istanbul. And racing minigames like checkpoint races and getaway modes, but these probably won't keep your interest for long. And, just like most of Reflection's games, there's a director mode allowing you to take clips you saved and edit the camera to give it a more action film feel. Overall, the gameplay feels like it had some promise, but definitely needed more development time for polish. Visually, the game's not terrible looking, but not amazing either. The vehicles look great as always, and the characters are decent enough. The stages, though they are large and have enough interactive things going on like traffic, pedestrians, and some destructive objects, they still feel kinda empty. Maybe it's due to my love of sandbox-style games, but I feel like I'm just driving in a giant area that didn't really need to be that big. For audio, the music is pretty good, changing up whenever action starts to happen. However, if you want, you can add custom soundtracks. Sadly, since most of the soundtrack is licensed music, I can't play it in the video. But if you're interested, you can find it on YouTube. Meanwhile, in the voiceover department, Driv3r has some pretty big names attached to the cast, such as Michael Madsen as Tanner.
Word goes out South Beach lost one of their V8s, and every known hitman in Miami's asking for you. 3 hours later, you're walking right down the middle of Collins Avenue, tight with Tico's gang. You cut a deal, Bacchus, but you're not gonna give them back their V8.
Ving Rhames as Tanner's partner Jones.
Because you shot him. How many times you gotta shoot someone? We had suits flying in from all over wanting time with Bacchus. Look, Tico's okay, that's a regular crew. But South Beach and Kalita, that's different.
Michelle Rodriguez as Kalita.
You know who this is.
Yeah, I know who this is. Your driver came to collect the car. Everything okay?
Okay, forget about the cars.
What do you mean, forget about the cars?
You're no good to me now, Gator. You're a dead man.
And Mickey Rourke as Jericho.
I remember you. You're the cop, and I'm the guy who said I'd find you. There's a tracker in the clip.
So the big question is Driv3r really that bad? No, there are far worse games out there for the big green than Driv3r. It has a good base to go off from, and there is fun to be had here. It's sadly just another case of it needed more time to cook. There are parts that will frustrate you while doing car chases and shootouts, and there is the occasional bug or glitch that does happen. But for those who find that kind of thing of a challenge and don't mind bugs and glitches, then consider Driv3r, warts and all. Now, even though Driv3r was a dud, the series did continue with the next game, Driver Parallel Lines, also appearing on the big green. But we're going to have to check that another time. For now, this is the Dali Popka saying, as always, stay Driv3r, my friend. I can't believe I just did that. I'll see y'all next time. Graphene? Graphene. I need a drink. Graphene. Seriously. Graphene! Where did they even come up with this stuff? Hey everyone, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this episode and want more of me and the Big Green, then click that subscribe button and the bell to get notified when new content arrives. I want to say a special thank you to my patrons for helping not just the channel grow, but me as a creator. You have my forever thanks. If you're interested in the channel and would like to help it grow further, consider becoming a patron today. For the cost of a soda or an item on the dollar menu, you could help myself and the channel provide the best source of Big Green programming and more. Once again, all the thanks and love.